For the next few days, we are exploring a totally new part of Australia. We're in search of one of the most feared animals on this planet, aren't we, friend?
Yeah, we're going to dive with new species, make new friends, and catch and cook delicious food.
Out behind us, guys, this is supposed to be one of the most pristine places on planet Earth. But what we find is quite shocking. What the hell is killing all these animals?
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to a new episode. This is gonna be a bit of a different and special one. We are in a total different area and...
What are we doing down here? So guys, it's been Fran's birthday recently and the top of her wish list was to try and swim with an animal we've never seen before, one of the craziest animals on planet Earth, the great white shark. So that's why we're down here at the bottom of Australia, hoping to see one of those animals. And of course, we're gonna be exploring the rest of this area for the whole week. It's pretty special, this place, apparently. Fingers crossed we can find a great white. And the cold water seafood here is meant to be the best and tastiest on the planet. So hopefully we can get our hands on something tasty a little bit later on. We've booked onto a Rodney Fox shark expedition. Now, Rodney spent a lifetime getting up close and personal with great white sharks, but for him, it all started when one got a little too close. So 60 odd years ago, while spearfishing, Rodney suffered a horrific shark bite. 462 stitches later, he miraculously survived and turned his fear into fascination. He's since pioneered the white shark diving industry in Australia and has become somewhat of a living legend. Nervous but incredibly excited, we jump on board and head out for the mighty Neptune Islands. What have you spotted, Fran?
we just spotted some long-nosed spur seals on the beach, which is a really good sign. Usually where there's seals, there's great whites.
These remote islands are our best chance to see a great white shark in Australia. Once we arrive, the crew start burling up with tuna, blood and guts. And we've seen some incredible videos of great white sharks ambushing their prey from underneath and coming flying up out of the water. Now that's what we're hoping to see and maybe capture on film out here. But we quickly realise just how quick they can be as one launches up, taking the bait with no warning whatsoever. If you look closely and maybe slow the footage down, you might just be able to see our first great white shark. But still, this has got to be a good sign. Time to gear up and get in there. It was about at this moment where someone showed us this crazy video. So it's from a different company on the other side of the world, but there's a diver in the cage underwater and a shark ends up inside the cage. It's thrashing around, just going crazy, blood starts to appear everywhere. And then there's these like crazy tense few moments where nothing happens. The shark gets out of the cage and you think, oh no, there's some serious trouble here. But eventually this diver just comes out completely unharmed. Anyway, the crew ensured us that this wouldn't happen to us. So down we go. It feels a bit like a Jurassic Park experience as the cage is lowered down into the depths. There's creaking and banging and all sorts of sort of weird, spooky noises as we begin to descend. The schooling fish surround the cage and they seem to know what is about to come. It's quite eerie as we're lowered down deeper. The water turns a darker shade of green and the seafloor eventually emerges. We're down about 20 metres below the surface. And from what we've seen online, this seems like a perfect place for a great white shark to be lurking in the shadows of the bottom before accelerating upwards and ambushing its prey from underneath. We start to burly up inside the cage with tuna blood and guts and fish gills. And to be honest, my heart is absolutely racing right now. It feels like at any moment one is going to appear from the depths. Guess it's the unfortunate reality when dealing with a wild animal. They can be unpredictable and they just didn't want to play the game. The burley went unappreciated throughout the afternoon and Mother Nature just wasn't on our side. With rough weather picking up throughout the night, the captain makes a tough call.
Hey anyone? The captain had just said that we have to leave.
Oh. Actually?
Yeah. It's very disappointing, isn't it?
Having left the Shark Islands and moved to a safer anchorage, the next morning we're able to jump in with a slightly friendlier animal. Swimming with a great white shark will have to remain on the bucket list for now. Next stop, Kangaroo Island. What a view. It's pretty calm out there as well, Fran, at the moment.
It's glassy.
It is, isn't it? We should be out there.
Wow. It's not going in. Wrong door.
We've just checked into cabin on Kangaroo Island, and the thing that attracted us to this place is the abundant and diverse wildlife. It's often described as a zoo with no fences. So we're keen to head off and just see what we can find. What do you reckon, Fran? How's the view from the bedroom? Absolutely epic, hey? They got a bath on the balcony.
Espresso machine. We're gonna bath here as well.
Ooh.
You can bath inside, well,
Little bottle of red wine. We're gonna have an epic barbecue cook-up, a bit of a seafood feast, I reckon, here. Barbecue there, and then the view there behind us. Pretty amazing, eh? You got big plans for the next couple of days while we're here?
Seals are just my favorite animal. I love them so much.
This is an Australia long-nosed fur seal, a powerful swimmer that can dive over 200 meters deep in search of fish and squid. They're pretty clumsy out of the water though. When it's time to rest or play, they love socializing around rock pools, where they feel safe from predators. They were once nearly hunted to extinction for their fur, so it's a joy to see a thriving colony like this.
I wish we could have one on the boat with us. Instead of a puppy dog, just have a seal coming on an adventure and diving with us. That's my dream. The weather is taking a turn for the worse. But we're gonna go to this beach and see if we can find a different species of the sea lion. It's by far my favorite species because it's so playful. Let's see if we can get some footage. You're cold. You're not wearing your socks.
We could smell it before we could see it, but check this out. This was once a giant squid, and I reckon maybe the sea lions, they feed on the giant squid, so you can actually see some bite marks out of it. Look at this big one, eh? We've had quite the meal.
It's huge.
That's actually a cuttlefish, but that's its body. It's a big one, missing its head. Oh, it's huge, eh?
It's like a giant pimple.
Giant pimple.
That's so gross. Give me that leg. Come on. How much? How much to give it a lick?
No way. We need to find a fresher one if we're going to eat it.
This is another sign of sea lion.
Half-eaten fish that has been bitten by a sea lion, huh?
So
Something bit it, eh?
Yeah.
So many different species washed up on this beach. Look at this huge pufferfish.
You see these all over the beach. These are from a cuttlefish, but you rarely see it at this stage. This is one that's decomposing because there's a huge cuttlefish aggregation not far from here. This time of the year they all get together for a pretty amazing spectacle. Some of them don't make it though. We're catching so many fish by just walking along the high tide line. I wonder if it's because it's colder here they don't decompose as quick. You don't have to walk far before you find another fish.
There's an humpback skeletons behind the dune. It looks like a juvenile. Wonder why it died. Look.
This is a big colony of Australian sea lions. Unlike seals, they got bigger flippers and walk on land alternating them. It's pretty cool spying on them doing their things from afar, showing affection, annoying each other, even mating. This is a very rare sight. And then there is this guy, who looks like he just ate a baby humpback whale.
How far is it?
7k return.
7 Ks. Got my hiking boots on.
We're on a koala spotting competition. Who do you think is gonna win? Bets are open. This area got really bad affected by the fires a few years back. You guys must have seen some really hectic footage of burnt koala getting saved and dead animals. It was really sad. It's good to see how it's doing now though. Hey Jack, I spotted one. Yeah? It's just over there. I read somewhere that the word koala comes from the Aboriginal word gulu, which means no drink. Pretty interesting. Look at this tree, it got burnt all the way to the top. Right here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite eerie now, isn't it?
This shows how high the flames would have been during the fires. How tall do you think this tree is?
25 metres?
No, way more.
You reckon 30 metres?
More. Yeah.
Look at that. It's way bigger than my hand. These are huge emus trap. What are you laughing at? They're not? They are.
Why are you making fun of me? What are they then?
Kangaroo trap.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is definitely a kangaroo.
But there is emus around the area. And they even used to have dwarf emus here. They went extinct a few years back.
Wait, how cool is this cave up here? Check that out. That's epic.
After a nice walk through the bush, we've arrived at this beautiful little beach. We've got it all to ourselves. It's just kind of like a little valley with a sandy beach in the middle of it. We're seeing the power of the Great Southern Ocean. There's some big swells rolling in. Some pretty rugged landscape with caves and that type of thing on each side. So what an amazing spot to have a little look around.
What have you found, friend?
It's a really big cave system in here.
Ooh, it opens up, eh?
Yeah.
But we don't have a torch.
Oh wow, it's
massive.
It goes all the way back. Let me
Yeah.
go in there.
Keeps going, yeah?
Yeah.
There's all these little marsupial tracks out the front here, and I know why they're here, because I can hear behind me there's some dripping of what would be fresh water dripping, filtered through the rock. And out on the beach here, surrounded by salt water, these marsupials, they need some fresh water to drink. And if you follow their tracks, they'll lead you straight to a little drinking hole out the back.
Okay, travel hack time. As you can see, we're setting off on a new adventure and we wanted to introduce you to a new travel companion. No, not Jack's dad, but Nomad AC, which we teamed up to give you a 20% discount. Have you ever landed in a new country, picked up your phone and realized there's no reception? And you suddenly realize you can't call an Uber. Can't let your mom know you arrived safely. She's calling the embassy and about to send out a search party. That's why we use Nomad, which is a top-rated app, and it's honestly become the best hack of our adventures. It's super easy to set up. No need to swap SIMs, hunting down local SIM cards. Just download the app, pick your plan, and you're online in seconds. It works over 200 countries and the connection has been reliable everywhere we've gone. Our favorite bit is that we can share data, so I can hotspot Jack, I can hotspot my laptop, and we can keep working from wherever we are. Also, the flexible data plans mean you only pay for what you need and not expensive roaming fees. So if you also want to make your adventures easier and safer, Nomad eSIM is offering all our followers a 20% discount. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the description
And use the code NOMSTRICTFRIEND20 at checkout.
Get yourself a travel companion that doesn't let you down. There's a seal hanging up there and one sunbaking over there. Got a new wetsuit, but it needs to be wet to sleep in. The sunbaking seal looks like a bird. Hello! That's so cool. Hey man, I'm coming in a second. Wait for me.
How cool is this? Must be trying to keep warm or something with their fins out.
Yeah.
We're going to gear up and jump in here and have a bit of a snorkel.
Hey Jack, I found an abalone. Yeah, looks like something just taking a bite out of it. You gonna see it? You reckon it's edible? But it's dead, huh? It was moving before. Why do you think there's so many dead abalone? That's blue ring octopus, huh?
No way.
That's
This is
crazy.
one of the most poisonous animals in the world. This is a blue ring octopus. And it's dead. And we're also seeing like abalone and all sorts of things that are dead in this bay. I wonder if it's why the sea lions are acting a bit weird, like upside down and stuff.
Nah, it's just
Maybe not.
something.
But this is incredible. This is a blue ring octopus. The dead marine life is a bit of a concern. But these cooler waters are supposedly home to some of the tastiest seafood in the world, which we're keen to get our hands on for a cook-up later on. Little rocky headland that runs out behind us here, and there's seaweed banks all over it. When we had a swim through here, we actually saw a couple of squid, so we've got a squid jig on. We're going to cast out. Fingers crossed we can add a little bit more variety to our seafood feast. It's biting. It's could be a decent squid, this one. Oh, look at him on the surface there. Coming in. We've got a squid. We just wanted something a bit more variety for our seafood cooker, and we've got a nice squid coming in.
Ooh.
Oh, we got a squid bit in there, isn't it? Pulling him away from me. That's a nice little eating size squid for us. Nicely done. Where'd that go? You got one?
Yeah.
First cast, Brent. Nicely done.
I think it's a tiny one though.
The little one, is it? It's a cute little one. Oh, be careful where you are in that thing.
Oh. No, don't! This is the only pets I've got.
Oh, no.
Let it go, mate.
I'm trying to not get you. You wait, you got me wrapped up. Oh, I'll let him go.
Yeah.
Let go, mate. There you go. Catch and release.
What happened, Freya? You wet your pants?
I'm gonna use my favorite feature of cabin to warm up, and then we'll get going with the cook up.
So what's the plan for the
Okay, I'm thinking of doing a spaghetti marinara, and the plan is to boil the crabs for 10 to 15 minutes in salty water, and then pan fry the scallop, squid, razor clam with garlic, butter, cherry tomatoes, white wine, a touch of lemon, and parsley on top. Let's see how we go.
This would have to be the fanciest meal we have ever had on the Castaways, eh?
Fanciest meal, fanciest accommodation.
Yeah. Nice. I'm super excited to try this, guys. It's going to be some seafood we haven't tried before, all mixed in one. So I've grown to have a bit of confidence in Fran's cooking. I reckon it's going to be pretty good. Oh, there's a pretty good mixture of seafood sort of jumping out at us. There's that crab, there's the squid, there's the scallops, and what else? There's a razor clam in there. That is really good.
Oh well, guys, we'll let you know if we get sick after this or not. Fingers crossed. They taste delicious.
Guys, if you like the look of this place and this whole kind of vibe, we've really enjoyed our time here, and you can also stay here. This place is called Cabin, and there's a link in our description of how you can go about staying here. It allows you a bit of a balance to feel like you're living off grid and catching and cooking, all the things we love. There's a bit of luxury like the sauna and the hot tub. So pretty special spot. There's some kangaroos hopping out the front, and I'm sure there's plenty of seafood just out the front as well. So if you want to stay here, check it out. Link in the description.
Amen. Morning guys, how's our backyard? So good.
Glassy.
We're gonna head down for a fish, see if we can catch anything. We're keeping an eye on the news for the fish poisoning, and at the moment they still reckon if it's alive you eat it.
Nauru Island locals are crying out for answers as hundreds of fish and sea creatures continue to wash up dead on their beaches.
This is so hectic. I think Jack just found a species of shark that we've never seen before.
Oh, that's a Port Jackson shark, eh?
This is the first Port Jackson shark we've ever seen. What a shame to see it like this, but they're a cute little animal.
This is still alive, Jack? There's so many pippies.
This is crazy. Something quite serious has happened here and poisoned this entire bay. Everywhere you look, there's thousands of pipi or cockle shells, which once were alive underneath the sand. Once they've died, they've come to the surface. Something has poisoned them. And then all the way up the food chain to the bigger rays like this and the sharks and fish, there's just thousands of dead fish and eels. Everything in this bay seems to have been poisoned. We're not sure what has caused it, but it's been pretty catastrophic, to be honest. This is just so sad. It's one of the first ones of these guys we've ever seen as well. What a shame to see him like this. Check this out, a baby little mantis shrimp.
It's a tiger mantis shrimp, the one that we always try to catch.
He never got the chance to get bigger, but it seems everything in the sand here has been poisoned, from the mantis shrimp to the pipi shells, the worms, and then all the fish and rays that eat them, and now unfortunately the birds are eating these pipis. So I think this is going to go all the way up the food chain.
It's catastrophic.
It is.
Jack was getting in the water and spotted 2 or 3 salmon just hanging out here in the shallow.
This is a species we've never seen or never caught before, and one almost looked like he was injured. That might be why he's in so shallow, but I wonder if he's hungry. You want to have a go?
Yeah.
Didn't really see, did he come in or?
So hard in the wind. No luck. They don't look interested in the soft plastic.
Oh, what a bummer. They must not be feeding at the moment. It looks like that one's got a shark bite on the back of his tail, so maybe he's just in here hiding. Now, I'm going to throw a mask and snorkel on and have a bit of a swim out there anyway. You see anything cool, friend?
Lots of seaweed.
Seaweed? I'll leave you this rod and I'm going to go for a swim.
We didn't want to put further pressure on the marine life and this ecosystem, which seems to be going through something pretty hectic at the moment. So I'm swimming around with a spear gun, mainly just for protection, in case one of those great whites that we've been manifesting in shows up late to the party. And I also see some pretty cool new species of fish.
This bay is so nice. It's kind of a hidden beach, but there's that fish here as well. Jack is not trying to spear anything at the moment because I don't really want to eat it. What I just found. I'm pretty sure this is a Port Jackson shark egg. Pretty cool, eh?
Just when I'm about to get out of the water, I spot one of the injured salmon we'd seen earlier. It looks like he's got a shark bite out of the back end of his body. I feel like I've got to put this bloke out of his misery, and it's our chance to eat a new species. But unfortunately that didn't work out. So it looks like we're going to have to swing past the butcher for some dinner on the way home.
He's back. He doesn't look like he's got anything though.
If you'd also like to come and spend the night here, guys, don't forget to check out the link in our description. This is cabin on Kangaroo Island, pretty special part of the world. If you'd like to see a little bit more from Fran and myself, maybe you can consider joining Patreon. We post behind the scenes, nothing naughty, but behind the scenes content and sort of sneak peeks into upcoming episodes. It's also a way you can help fuel these adventures and help out with some of the editing costs. But guys, next week we've got some very, very big, exciting, important news we want to share with you. So subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We'll see you next week.